Dallahan?
Here.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Kraftcheck? Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Parzak?
Here.
Mrs. Rich?
Here.
The meeting is now open. Adequate notice of the meeting was provided by posting a copy of the time and place on the municipal clerk's bulletin board and mailing a copy of same to the press in the Cape May County Herald on January 4th, 2019. Will everyone please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any communications?
No, Mayor.
We'll now have public comment. Anyone wishing to address mayor and council may do so at this time by coming forward to the microphone and stating your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, I'll close. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to let you come now. I was closing. Come on.
Ron Soldano, Ocean View. I was wondering if we have an update on the dredging of Hereford Inlet?
Well, this would be, Jill, help me out with this. With the update, we are continuing to work with Avalon and North Wildwood to get some movement forward with the Army Corps of Engineers. We do not have any answers at this time. We essentially now are saying to the Corps, we need to take some steps towards the beach replenishment, and they need to go through their steps and see what happens next.
And from what you told me last time, it was the DEP and then a Fish and Wildlife have some jurisdiction over this as well?
Fish and Wildlife, yes, they do. Yes.
I'm trying to figure out why that would be. Do you have any idea why they have jurisdiction?
Well, they would have jurisdiction because this is, it still is the CBRA, it still is that, and there still is only certain circumstances where you can take sand and take it outside of the CBRA, so that still all exists. There still is the interpretation of that one exception, so now it basically becomes formal, where now the application is made and so on and so forth, and what we are counting on is that Fish and Wildlife make the exception. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
And that's what, so we're saying to the Corps, start doing what you normally do every time that we do beach replenishment.
So it could go up to that process of the Fish and Wildlife, and they could axe it, and that's it?
They theoretically could have a different ruling than the Secretary of the Interior. I don't know what that would mean or do or what repercussions there are from there, theoretically.
Okay.
But what we're counting on is the fact that the Secretary of the Interior said your interpretation was not correct. I do not agree with it. It's the interpretation that was used in the past that I want to see used now in the future, and go from there.
I guess that's a good thing. It looks like we're moving in the right direction anyway.
Yes, and there is some proactive movement going on between the Corps and between Jill and between Avalon, North Wildwood, everybody. Now it's just, oh, good, let's go get the sand. There still has to have all the basically the bureaucratic paperwork and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anyone else who would like to address mayor and council? Seeing no one, I shall close public comment. Ordinance 1561.
Yes, I'd like to move that ordinance 1561 be taken up on second reading.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Will the clerk read the title only of ordinance 1561 on second reading?
An ordinance amending Chapter 345 of the Stone Harbor Code, Land Development Procedures.
I'd like to move that ordinance 1561 be passed on second reading, advanced to third and final reading.
I missed it.
I just skipped it.
We have to go back first to the public hearing. The public hearing on ordinance 1561 is open. Public hearing is closed.
I move that ordinance 1561 be passed on second reading and advanced to third and final reading.
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Will the clerk read the title only of ordinance 1561 on third and final reading?
Amending Chapter 345 of the General Stone Harbor Code, Land Development Procedures.
I'd like to move that ordinance 1561 be passed on the third and final reading, adopted, and published according to law.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-173.
Mayor and Council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-173 for adoption.
Second.
This is a decrease in the contract amount for restriping the bike lanes on Second Avenue. It's a decrease of $17,745.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Now, in addition to the ordinance, we need to do the resolution adopting the watershed management plan as well?
Yeah, the watershed management is different than this.
Okay. So, Resolution 2019 S-174.
I'd like to offer the 2000 S-174 for adoption.
Second.
It is the watershed management plan that we just adopted by ordinance.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
I need a motion authorizing the administrator and the solicitor to proceed as discussed in executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Seeing no items of discussion, may I have a motion approving the bills?
I'd like to offer a motion approving the bill list and authorize the CFO to pay the bills when the funds are available and the vouchers are properly endorsed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll again have public comment. Anyone wishing to address mayor and council may do so at this time by coming forward to the microphone and stating your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, I will close public comment. Any motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
I'm sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. 4:37.